Too much light. Sunlight. Was confused about what side. Stop. Hi, Annie. You are the very first person. I gotta turn my volume up. How you doing tonight? Living life with me. Hello. Hey, hey. Hey, Sandy and Chris. How are you guys? Hey, Lovecraft. Y'all must have been waiting on me tonight. Everybody coming in right away. Was y'all waiting on me? Thank you, Annie. Well, we have some naysayers that was in the chat. They made me have to come on so I could just mess with them. I seen the one about the one she did with her daughter. But if she did some today, let me see. Where's my phone? Let me see if she did some since I watched earlier. Because I was watching her this morning when I was working. Oh, okay. So yeah, I did. She did them in the car. Hi, Willaro. I really liked them. The ones she's done lately in the car, I really liked all those. Well, thank you, Lovecraft. Hey, I didn't have no time tonight. I wasn't even coming on. So I was on time when I got here. Move, Parker, please. Thank you. Get down. Get down. Well, I was not going to come on because I was up so late with you guys last night. Oh my gosh, today was a long, long day. But I was actually laying in bed going to take a nap. Actually, it was late in the day. I probably could have went to bed. Okay. I don't want to be bleeding over. And I was looking at you guys' comments, and there was some people in my chat or comment section that I don't know who they were. I'm going to suspect they are some of our friends' people because they just had a lot to say to me. If they had made one comment about how displeased they are with me, I'd have been okay. But they decided to make several and kept on making them. And then one of them even thought that I had deleted their comment, and I didn't even see their comments until probably about an hour ago. So I don't know who deleted their comment. Maybe YouTube. YouTube didn't like the way you were talking to me. So I'm going to say this again. I think I prefaced my video last night with the fact that if you do not like seeing somebody drink, then this is not the channel for you, because I'm going to drink when I want to, okay? It's the weekend. If I want to drink Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I can. If you have an adversity to someone smoking, this isn't the channel for you, because I'm going to smoke a cigarette when I drink. Hey, Debbie. If you do not like profanity, definitely not the channel for you, because I'm going to cuss when I feel like it. I don't know why I have to keep telling you people out there in the virtual world that I'm going to do what the hell I want to do. Whether I'm drinking or not, I cuss. I mean, I don't get it. I'm just like, don't come over here if you don't like what the hell I do, because it's not going to change. I am not going to change what I do. The video I made this morning were for my people, because sometimes I can get a little crazy and I can get a little bit off the chain. So it was for my people. I wasn't like apologizing for what I said. I believe I said that in the video. I said I could have used more tact, not what I said. So, and hi, Vanessa, Darisha, and see, you hadn't been in the lives for a minute, and people, and this is not for you guys. This is for those other people. You can't criticize or judge me for my own damn life that I told you about. That's stupid. I shared my life with you. So why would I be ashamed and feel bad when you try to throw it back at me? That is the craziest shit I ever heard of. If I told you I did something, how you gonna make me feel bad about it when I lived it? I tell you, you people just really cease to amaze me. You're just impressive. Yeah. Okay, so maybe my mods had deleted some of y'all bull crap because I didn't see it. Well, I'm sorry that it's morning time when it's nighttime here, you guys over there in Australia. But y'all my favorite couple. So you can have orange juice. Thank you, Theresa. Hi, Janelle. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, if I was going to listen to anybody, hell, I would listen to McNasty. We've been corresponding more than these other people. I don't know why they think their comment, oh, well, you're a pastor and you curse too much and you're just as bad as she is. I'm going to have to beg to differ on that, because I am not as bad as her. No, I'm not. And you can't make me feel like I am. Hey, Bathsheba, Stacy. Oh, thank you for being a nurse, Stacy. Hey, Martina, how was work today? Oh, everybody in here tonight, and I wasn't even going to come. But I figured since they addressed me, they must have wanted some attention from me. So just so you know, I did delete and block you from my channel, so you will know that I am the one that did it, okay? Because you left too many damn comments. One comment I can go with, but you filling up my whole damn comment section with your bullshit that I don't care nothing about. You're not leaving room for the people who do like me, okay? You're stupid. Oh, that's what I say, Willow. I'm like, oh, this is what you can do. If you say that I'm like McNasty and I delete your comments, well, go make your own YouTube page and you can talk about me. I give you permission to do that. And one of them even said, "Oh, don't worry about it. They deleted your message. I screenshot it." What? You screenshot it, and who you saving it for? I don't understand. You're saving it for who? Oh my gosh. Well, she does, but some of her people seem to think that they're up there with her. Thank you, Lovecraft. Oh, Parker. Do you have any ice? You can put some ice on it and alternate with heat and ice. And if you have any Tylenol. Yeah, y'all thumbs up the live. Thank you. So did everyone have a wonderful Saturday? There were those who wanted to know about Mr. Parker. He is healthy, healthy as can be. He passed all his little tests with flying colors, and he actually was halfway decent with the staff and the doctor today. Okay, and take it easy, Martina, while you off. So yes, Parker is just fine. Y'all hear him running around here barking. And Tashana, if you come in, I did get some pictures of Mr. Parker in the sweater. He was not cooperative whatsoever. I wanted to get him to kind of run around and we could do a little video, but he kept trying to chew it up, and I didn't want him to mess it up before Halloween. He kept trying to pull the sweater and stretch it out. He's horrible. He's just horrible. So did anybody do anything fun today? I didn't. I took Parker to the doctor, then I came home and worked until they called me to come pick him back up. And then I came back and worked a couple of more hours. That was pretty much my day, wasn't it? Ordered some groceries, and I must have had the worst shopper at Instacart. Well, you have to tell Tashana how cute he looks. She was nice enough to send him a Halloween sweater. Thank you, Lovecraft. That is so sweet. But yeah, I hate when guys, and not all guys, but the young ones, like this one today, he was all confused. I don't know if I was his first person, but he had like he was confused about where I live. He was taking pictures of everything, and I'm just like standing at the door saying, "You're at the right place." He got the worst watermelon. I just got the watermelon cut up. It was, you know how once it sits in the juice and it gets all mushy and stuff? Horrible. Um, I wanted a bag of grapefruit because I wanted to go back to eating that for breakfast. He had me being charged $4 for one grapefruit. I was like, okay, sir, you just didn't read my notes or anything, did you? So, and maybe I was wrong, but I always give them a good tip because I live in the country. But I took half of his back because he didn't follow the instructions. He was just trying to make quick money. Because see, when they see the tip that I'm giving, but my thing is the tip is to give you some incentive to shop the way I want you to because I put notes in there. How hard is that? How old is your son? Okay, am I talking to Sandy or Chris? Who's making the Halloween costume? Oh, Teresa, I wish you could send me some rutabagas. I never had you making rutabaga squash. I've never had it as a squash. You have to send me the recipe. I like cube steak, but not a lot. But I'll make it for like my son and my grandson and send them some. Oh, you got a good Sunday meal there, girl. I know, we're just getting out of watermelon season. I hate that. It seemed like it just zoomed right on by. That's what I'm saying, Lovecraft. She is throwing down. Okay, so you're making a squash and then a rutabagas. Well, I want a plate of everything. Oh, where'd you go to the casino, Annie? I actually ordered some stuff. I wanted some cabbage, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get me a corned beef brisket. So, and he must have bought me the biggest one. I mean, the thing is humongous, but I love corned beef. So I have the corned beef in the crock pot, and it's gonna cook. And I'll do the cabbage in the morning. I don't know if I'll do cornbread because I don't really eat a whole lot of bread. So when I make it, I make too much. Yeah, we used to do that all the time. I don't know, people got away from that. When I was younger, we made our costumes. I never wanted a store bought costume. We used to make our costumes, and Halloween has been one of the holidays that I thoroughly enjoyed as an adult. And I used to make my costumes for that. Hi, is it real? Oh, is that what it is? They came over here to share with me because they can't tell her? Probably, probably. Well, they can't tell me no more either. A grape fest. Interesting. Okay, so do they have a whole bunch of dishes made with grapes? Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I could make some of the hot water little round cakes. I could do that. South Carolina has all kind of festivals. We have peaches, we have okra, we have chitlin strut. I know, chitlin strut. And you'd be surprised how many ways you can cook a chitlin. She was in Aaron's live. Who's Aaron? Oh, okay. We don't have a casino. Well, we don't have. They have this whole thing about gambling in South Carolina. We don't have a casino here. They have a, I guess it's a casino boat or gambling boat, but it's off the shore of Myrtle Beach. So they come pick you up. They go out in the water. You can gamble, and then they bring you back. Okay, so for the corn cakes, are y'all mixing it up and then cooking it in hot water? Is that how are you frying it? What's a chitlin? Well, it is the intestines of a pig. The casing. Most of the time, people use it to make sausage, but here in South Carolina, we do a lot with the chitlin. Chitlin strut. You can bake them, you can fry them, you can boil them, you can stuff them. You can make chitlin cornbread, chitlin rice. I mean, Yeah. And then right next to that, they have the Okra Festival. All they need is a collard green festival in the middle, and you can mix it all together. Hey, don't knock it till you try it, Sandy. Now, I do like to eat chitlins at least once a year. Hey, they are actually good with some hot sauce, and then you take the juice and you make some rice with it, and have some chitlin rice. Mwah. Okay, I'm gonna do that, Martina. So then that way I don't have to make a big pan of cornbread. Okay, I would have your share. Oh, you didn't tell me. What did your son? What does your son want to go as for Halloween? Oh my gosh, I love. I can't eat it as much as I used to, but Texas Pete, that is the hot sauce. Not Tabasco. Tabasco masks the food. Tabasco's so hot that you can't taste nothing but the Tabasco. But if you don't have Texas Pete, Red Hot is okay. It's a good second. Which festival is that in Ridgeway? Because we have so many here. Oh, a spooky Willy Wonka. See if you can find the top hat, and you can just let him wear like a men's suit, just a little big. Let him have a walking stick. Um, you might need to watch the movie so you can get a better idea of Willy Wonka. I love Willy Wonka. You know, that's my favorite movie. The original. Is that real, real hot, Martina? Yeah, they do. You got to get like now would be a good time to get them and freeze them. You know, have them frozen because when it comes like end of October, beginning of November, they sure are. They're gonna jack them up. Come on, people with the likes. What's wrong with y'all tonight? Oh, oh, okay. Well, we do barbecue pig feet all the time. Annie, I like pig. I don't like pig tails, but I do like pig feet. Normally, you know, about once every 3 months, I make me a big pot of pig feet because nobody else likes them but me and my mom. But we make a stone stew that has cut up pig feet, pig ears, and hog maws, and you cook it all down and put it over rice. It is so good. Pig on, oh, okay, I've heard of that. No, I'm not much of a festival person anymore. I don't really do big crowds too much because people just crazy, so you never know what you're going to get. That was like my son talking about the fair because the fair comes here next month. But I told him, you know, I would go with him and my grandkids, but they have to go like on a Saturday morning. Don't go at night, and definitely not with small children because they always want to fight and shoot and stuff. Mm-mm. Our state fair is next month. It's normally the 11th. I think it starts on the 10th or the 11th. Have you ever been to the state fair, Sandy? Oh, now Janelle, I would like to go to the grape festival then. That's kind of like the wine fest in Germany. Well, I think pork gets a bad name because I just an opposite on here. When I lived in Germany, the Germans eat a lot of pork. I think for years we just fed, our pigs whatever. But now most of them are grain fed. And the Germans don't deal with high blood pressure. So it's not like the high blood pressure is necessarily coming from the pig. I just think it's the way we were taught how to cook because we were getting the leftovers. That's how we got to be so creative. Yeah, I like oxtails too. Because they be porking down, and they don't deal with high blood pressure. But like I say, they're not doing their pork the same way that we did. And if you look at our history, we got a lot of our cooking from our ancestors. And so when the ones who came from Africa was brought over here, they didn't get to bring all their stuff, that they cooked with, so they had to improvise. They were not giving them the best cuts of meat, so that's how we got chitlins, pig feet, pig ears, and stuff, because the people in the big house weren't gonna eat that. We could take that, and we learned how to make dishes with it. You seen videos about what, Sandy? I love Southern cooking. I'm a Southern girl. I like to eat. I like my Southern food. And my two sisters, not at all. Now, my sister, 2 years younger than me, used to eat like that, but now both of them are very holistic and eat clean. I guess that's why I'm still the kind of fluffy one. I still do my salt pork. Well, we fried a lot of stuff. We smothered a lot of stuff. Like I said, we became quite creative. And any of it in moderation. You can cook Southern food and just don't use, like, I know a lot of people that cook their collard greens with like smoked turkey. It's okay. It don't give it the same oomph that salt pork does. I'll use ground turkey in my spaghetti, but it doesn't give it that oomph like that hamburger meat does. You just have to get used to it. Just like butter. You put butter on something, butter makes everything taste good. But now people are using what is it? Yee, G, whatever it is. My sister had me buy some of that. It's still sitting in the cabinet. I'm like, I like my butter. Oh, I'm not a big funnel cake fan. See, I don't go for any of that stuff. I have my certain basic things. I want my big turkey leg, which now probably costs $25 because every year they go up. I could buy a whole damn turkey for one leg. But I want my turkey leg. I'm going to eat a slice of pizza. I'm going to get a large order of fries with the vinegar and salt. And I'm going to have to get a candy apple and some cotton candy. Then I'm through. But the fried Oreos and all that kind of stuff every year, or the fried Twinkie, I'm not. But a lot of people like it. A lot of people love them funnel cakes. I don't know, I'm not a funnel cake fan. But I do love my candy apple. Real barbecue. Oh my gosh, I had bought some T-bone steak last week. They were so good. I love T-bone, but they are so expensive. Yeah, Teresa, I don't like that. I like my butter. Yeah, but it's not. It don't taste like butter to me. I'm sorry. Toffee apples. Well, now you can make them. You know, the fair sells the red candy apples, but you can make them with caramel. You can do them with toffee. I mean, you can use whatever candy you want to cover your candy apples. I like the old traditional red ones. Not enough to keep body and soul together. Soul food. Mm-mm. So, Martin, what did you do before you retire? If you don't mind me asking you that question, because you know a lot about a lot. So I'm just curious. What was your profession? Were you a teacher or something? Or are you just a person that likes to know a lot? Okay, so I wanted to find out from you guys how much does looks play when it comes to yourself or when you're seeking or getting with somebody else? How much does the appearance of the person play into your decision? And how much does your appearance, I guess, play into how you feel about yourself? Did y'all hear me? Yeah, I can tell. I would have thought that you were a teacher, professor, or something like that. So, did y'all hear my question? Okay. But, Martner, was there a time that it was important to you? We know as we get older, looks fade, bodies change, all that kind of stuff. But when you were 20 or 30, okay, so Sonny, what makes a person attractive to you? And you're right, Martner. Our culture definitely stresses appearance. But no matter how we slice it and dice it, it has affected us on some level. Because I keep finding on YouTube where people are just obsessed with looks and stuff. And I'm just like, so you don't know what makes a person attractive to you. Now, I'm going to tell you this. You can be the most unattractive man by standards, society standards. But If you are a person that's learned and you can make me laugh, none of the rest of that matters. If you're a nice person, honest person, now that I'm fluffy, I still like a nice built man, but I would not have gone out with a heavy set man. But now I'm like, you know what? None of that matters. I just want a man that's nice, that's honest, that's decent. So, ladies, and men if they're in here, do you find yourself attractive? I don't see nobody answering that question. You think that you get less attractive each year because you don't have that youthful look anymore? You know, I wanted to have this conversation because I find that society makes women feel bad about getting older. You're supposed to change as you get older. You can't be the same at 60 as you were at 20. But we're not taught to embrace the changes that we go through. That you may not have the body, and even if you kept yourself small and in shape, it's still not the body you had at 20. You're gonna look different. You're gonna get wrinkles. You're gonna get some crow's feet. But I want to know what you think of yourself, Theresia. Men don't gauge us like we gauge ourselves because the better you feel about you, the more attractive you actually are to somebody else. And it's funny, I don't really have any gray. I got little sprigs on the side. My sister is totally gray. The one 2 years younger than me, she is totally gray. Sandy, most men feel they're slightly above average. That's funny. Women look at themselves and can find something wrong. Men look at themselves and they think that they are just awesome. Well, there's always dye. I don't dye my hair anymore. I used to. And I don't really wear makeup. I've been putting some on to come on here sometimes, and it's breaking my face out because I don't wear it. Now, my baby sister and my mom, they are the makeup queens. They can do a face. I just thought it took too much time. So I just preferred a good clean face and some Vaseline. I didn't really start wearing lipstick till later in life. Do any of you guys remember when older women with gray hair would put that blue tint in it? Yeah, gray hair is hard to dye. The gray don't like to be dyed. That's why women used to, back in the day, older women would put a blue tint in their hair when it was gray. Oh, you still a baby girl. You'll be 54. No, ma'am, I don't do grits. I like a good clay mask. I probably got a whole dang on CVS back there between hair products and cleaning products for your face. Yeah, I thought that was always funny when I would go to church as a kid and you see all the blue haired ladies. I don't know why they did that. Martin, do you know why they would dye their hair the blue? My hair is just not graying. My mom just really started getting gray, and she's in her 80s. And my grandmother didn't have any gray really. A little bit around the temples. I think some people, families gray. Now we lose our hair. We have these cowlicks up here, and it thins out in the middle. There's nothing wrong if dyeing your hair makes you feel good, Sonny, dye it. It don't matter what you know. What it doesn't matter, and that's why I wanted to know how you all felt about how you look because so many times we're so caught up in what other people or how other people think we look. Oh, like I love to eat grits. I don't put them on my face. Too hard. It'll strip your skin. They're too hard. Oh, okay. Interesting that they would pick the color blue. So, gray hair is in now. You have young people wearing gray. Yeah, we don't really gray it a lot. We don't really gray. Sunny dead smack in the front. Girl, my body is showing up different. I'm gonna post some pictures of I was always very skinny. I got this from being married. Stress, 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 stress. But I noticed today that my capri pants were kind of loose. Now I never had no big butt. Always had nice legs. And I didn't realize how nice my legs were till men and women would tell me. And I never liked pantyhose. So I would just lotion up my legs and put a little baby oil in there to give them a little shine. And people used to always want to know, did I have on stockings or why my legs look like that? Hi, LB. I lived through the era when big booties, if you had a big butt, people shamed you for having a big butt. Now people buying them. I just wonder because I was looking at my face today and I was like, for me to be 62, I don't have any wrinkles. I don't have any crow's feet. But I'm noticing as I'm losing the weight, my face is getting these smile lines are starting. That's the only thing. If you lose the weight, it makes your skin sag. So you got baby got back, Martin? Yes, it is paying off. But I don't want to look real old when I lose the weight. I notice that when people lose the weight, they start looking older. Well, I don't know what 62 is supposed to look like because people don't look their age anymore. Would you say not that big, Martin? I used to have a girlfriend. She could go around the corner and you still saw butt. You didn't see the rest of her body, but you could still see butt. Yeah, Annie, I don't have gray hair. I don't dye my hair or anything. I've seen a couple of little sprigs around the edges, but that's about it. I just ought to have a lot, but I don't. Well, I just wanted to bring that up because I hope that for women, as we age, we can embrace the changes and be okay with aging. I think to age is an honor because a lot of people don't make it to over 60, you know. So I think that, regardless if you got gray hair, no gray hair, you gain weight or you didn't gain weight, if your booty's sagging, let me tell you something. All of it's going to go south one day. You don't look 72. Yeah, now the internal stuff will remind you. My knees, my back. Hi, Chris. But stuff is gonna start going south. Your butt's gonna start going south. Your boobs are gonna go south. And I really wish they didn't put such an emphasis on that Lovecraft because I look at the younger girls and you know, oh, I would hate to be a young person in this day and age. Yeah, I've seen that cartoon, Martina. It does go south. I can tell I'm losing weight because the first thing that leaves, I was never top heavy, but the first thing that starts leaving is my boobs. I've gotten them since I've got that I'm losing the weight. They trying to go real south and they even. I used to always want big boobs when I was younger. Oh, it's really sweating here tonight. What you doing, Mr. Parker? Mm-mm. What you doing? You staying out of trouble? Well, I just want you all to have a good, healthy attitude about wherever you are, whether you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, you know, just have a good attitude about who you are. Because people always have their opinion, but who really cares? It's their opinion. We all have one. Girl, I had the training bras. Y'all remember? Do they even still make training bras? I don't know what they were training because I didn't have nothing. Yep, I didn't have nothing to train, but I was happy that I got one. My granddaughter's going to be a lot like me because her mom is very petite and small, and she is too. Because she's 11 now, but she looked like she about 8. And I was like, "You're not gonna have the big boobs, girl." But that's okay because it takes them longer to sag when you don't have big ones. I don't think people buy training bras for their daughters anymore. I don't know. That was a big thing back in the day. You get your first bra. Oh, and I thought it was a big deal when I got my first pair of bikini panties. You couldn't tell me nothing. You remember the underwear that had the days of the week on them? I used to love those. Or am I too? I'm the only one that really remember that. I forget that I'm older than a lot of y'all. I don't know if she sent them or they just felt the need to come and defend her. I don't know where they all of a sudden they just came today. Well, they claim that they didn't care for how she acted, but I was acting like her last night. So that's why they were so upset. I was cussing and I was drinking and I was acting like her. I'm like, really? And I had to go ahead and let them know I didn't give a shit about what they thought. Sure don't. Yeah, after a while, you don't be caring what day you have on. You have on Saturday from Monday. It don't matter. And I don't know why her people came because these are new people, apparently, because they don't know that she bans her people from coming and taking up for her. So I always assume that they don't know the rules when they come over here. But I thank them for the watch time. And I hope they thumbs up when they come. That's the least they could do. Be polite. I didn't see them till like now, a couple of hours ago, but I deleted them because they left so many. I mean, if you come and you leave one and tell me how unhappy you are, I might pin you to the top of the comments, depending on how I feel. And I may say something, I may not. But this one person, it was Mad Hatter and what was the other person? Carmen something or something Carmen. It could have been her. Normally, when she makes comments, she always talk about how I'm picking on black women. But these other ones, they just kept going on. And I mean, Mad Hatter had put so many comments, it was ridiculous. I was just like, I don't know who you are, but you're not going to fill up my whole comment section with your bullshit. And matter of fact, the Carmen person had the nerve to tell me that they were not her. I don't care who you are. But my thing is, I didn't solicit their advice. If you don't like what I do over here, don't come. Everybody over here that come over here on a regular basis know I'm gonna cuss, maybe have a drink, and smoke a cigarette or two. It's not like I'm trying to hide it. I do it on YouTube, so I'm not trying to hide it. Well, she used to come a lot more. Normally, she has cycles where she don't come and say anything, and then for like a week she'll come and leave comments, then she'll stop, then she'll come back and leave comments. So maybe I don't think I ever seen you in a live. Welcome. Well, I don't leave a comment unless I leave a good comment. If I don't like what you're doing, I don't have nothing to say. I don't have to watch it. I've never left a comment on McNasty's page. So I don't know why she always say all her trolls she's blocked. She ain't never blocked me. I've never left a comment. Oh, well, thank you for coming to the live. Did you thumbs up the live, Matt? But whoever said earlier that they think they came and left comments over here because they couldn't leave comments on her channel, I would agree with that. Because they know they can't say what they want to say over there, so I guess they come over here and share it with me. So as if I care. Well, if she didn't like what you said, she definitely probably deleted and blocked you. Oh, so you were one of the ones that she was upset about that left all them comments on the tiny home tours video. I didn't even leave a message over there. I didn't leave a message about the dog. I didn't call the farm. I didn't leave a message on tiny tours. I'm not that invested. I say what I'm going to say on here, and then I'm through. But I'm hoping that if she ever gets this van built out, Tiny Tours won't do another interview with her because of all the complaints they got. That's how you roll? Okay. And the way she always talks about, like, she don't do sponsorships because she don't want them to just give her whatever the product is. She wants them to pay her too. But you go on Tiny Tours and they get thousands of views and they're making money off of you, but you go over there. Lovecraft is really a waste of time for me because I don't care. Oh, I didn't say anything about the Tiny Tours. Other people did. They went over there and told them about what type of person she was and they shouldn't be doing interviews with her. Says the coming wrong doesn't read the instructions. What are you trying to say, Sandy? Oh, the company name. No. I was saying that if she ever gets this new van built out, I hope they won't interview her because of all the stuff people said before. Because I don't think they don't know who she is, but they got so many comments this last time. If I was them, I wouldn't even interview her. Not yet, Meb. She's trying to get one once she finished this van build she's building out now, if it ever gets done. Oh, okay. Well, my new glasses are on the way, so I'll be doing my first sponsored little video. I'm trying to think of a creative way of promoting it. Oh my gosh. See, I didn't know anything about hitting the dog until, was Circus the first one that said something about the dog? I think so, because I didn't see the video. So I went back to try to find it. And then I didn't know that she was going to a farm until she started fussing about she was going to do the people were going to let her stay on the farm. And then people call. Thank you, Sandy. But it was because of you guys. It's for eyeglasses. Because people always be like, oh, I like your glasses. And somebody's seen that. And so they want me to do eyeglasses. So I'm excited because I like eyeglasses. So I need to start pushing up some other stuff. Like, you know what I really would love? A sponsorship on bed linen. I would like some really nice high thread bed sheets. That's what I say, Martina. Now, I wear bifocals. So the reason why I started going online, they're not cheap. I was paying like $300 and $400 for one pair of glasses. And when I go online, I'm paying less than $100. So that's when I start being able to buy more. So, I mean, I like eyeglasses. They want to send me a free pair to promote. I have no problem with that. I wear glasses. Why not? It's not costing me anything. And then if people buy it, I get a little cut. It's a very small cut. But hey, it's a win-win either way. Even if nobody buy any, I got a pair of glasses. And if people do, then that's good because they don't have to pay as much as they would if they go to, Walmart or some of the other eye places. But you know what the funny thing is, Lovecraft? Yes, you should. Maybe I should do some videos in my bed and y'all can say, ooh, y'all like the comforter and and the sheets. So yeah, so somebody would go ahead and want to sponsor me on that. Mhm. You don't make a whole lot of money, and it really depends on if people buy the product, you know. So, and I'm gonna be honest, if they don't do a good job in my prescription, then I'm gonna be honest about it. Because I mean, if they decide they don't ever want to use me again, so be it. Like I said last night when I talked about the streams of income coming into your home, I don't think people should totally depend on YouTube unless you're in that higher bracket where there are some people that get, tens of thousand views, like a Shannon Sharp, or some of the other ones, and the ones who aren't celebrities. I would put my money up. There's a lady that I watched, a young woman out of England, And it's funny how I could see how she's evolved. I didn't watch her when she first started, but she was much younger and she looked different. The more money she's made, she has now gotten her boobs done. She's gotten her nose done, you know, because she was one of those influencers that she started out buying, expensive clothes and doing hauls and all that. But she was a very smart woman because she worked in finance. And so she now has where she gives financial advice. But she has now moved over into where she's getting invited to red carpet events. She's been doing some modeling. But the sad thing about that, her business or her brand, as people call it, has grown, but it has affected her marriage because she was married and has two kids, and now they're separated. She's living in Dubai and going back and forth. So there is a price to pay for all this newfound wealth and fame. Well, LB, you can have backup. If you're bringing in 10,000, 30,000, 40,000, because some people are a month, put it up. Because with this whole virtual world, things are constantly changing. YouTube is always changing stuff. Right now, the whole AI. That's the only way I figured they even found out about the glasses. Because my channel is so insignificant and small, I know their people are not watching my channel, but they have AI, you know, out there. And so certain words AI picks up because you can actually now, AI will give a synopsis of what everybody is saying in the chat. I don't use it, but it will. Sometimes, Meb, they do. Well, the thing is, to make the money, you got to put in the time. I don't want to spend my whole day on YouTube. I don't want to have it where I'm either making videos, I'm editing videos, I'm trying to get sponsorships. It's a lot to it. And you spend a lot of time, your whole life becomes YouTube. There's this one girl I watch. I don't know if anybody watch her. Her name is Peyton Charles. Um, and I don't know how I started watching her. It depends on what section you're into. Like I started watching her, and I think I started watching her because she was getting so much cosmetic surgery. And it just kind of fascinated me because I thought that she was a pretty young woman. But she was not happy with herself. I think she really has body dysmorphia because she has had her nose done about 3 times, her chin, her neck, her ears, her butt, her chest, her stomach, her skin, her coochie. Her armpit. There's no part on her body that she hadn't had some work done on. And the funny thing about it is, she's doing all this stuff, and I don't think she still believes she's a beautiful woman. And she has no better luck with having a significant other in her life than a woman who didn't do anything. But she has made a lot of money on YouTube. She was some type of project manager and got laid off, I think, before COVID, though. And so she was doing YouTube part-time, and she decided to do it full-time. She just bought this big old house in Texas, which wasn't cheap. She has an electric BMW. Her perfume, she buy them $400 and $500 bottles of perfume. I wish I would. Um, oh, I love the sewing section too, man. Well, is that Sandy or Chris who's making the comment? I think that if you're wise, and that's with anything, if you know that YouTube can change at any moment, depending on, because see, YouTube is always going to look out for Google, is going to look out for Google. So if they need to change something for them to make more money, they don't give a rip about the content creators. They don't. So you just need to be wise in how you handle your money. Put some aside. Of course, you can do, if you can afford, if you're on YouTube and you can afford to buy a house straight out, do it. Land is always going to be a good investment. Um, if you have a skill, don't stop doing it totally. Still do it a little bit. If you're a teacher and you get on YouTube and your YouTube channel blows up, tutor every now and then. Keep your, if you have a career where you need certifications and stuff, keep it up. So just in case something goes wrong, you still have that to fall back on. But make sure you invest your money into wise things. Most people don't. Ma'am, if you're a good sewer, okay, I'm a horrible sewer. And I got 3 sewing machines around here. And I want a serger. I don't know why. Every year, because I started back watching the sewing channels. But I am not good at using patterns. I'm not good at knowing the grain. I don't know what it is about me and fabric and stuff. But I always have ideals of how I want my clothes to fit. And I really want to make them. So there's this one lady that shows you how to make clothes without a pattern. I love her. There's this one black lady. She does what she calls it. She does up. I don't know what it's called, but she can take your regular clothes and make it into something else. She is awesome. I'm a subscriber. I mean, she is. I've watched her channel blow up. I mean, she has a whole sewing studio now. And it's sad because there was a price for her to pay, because when she first started out and started blowing up, she lost her husband. And she was so sad. And her channel actually helped get her through. Oh, wow, Lovecraft. That's great. LB, look at some of the people on YouTube. There are people that would give you step by step. Like, I lost my instructions to one of my sewing machines. And so I just went on YouTube, and there were people on there who were showing me how to put the bobbin in, how to thread, the thread and all. Anything you want to know, you can find on YouTube. I mean, I have learned how to put a battery in my key fob. I have learned different things about my car that I had no idea about. So that when I went to the Lexus dealership, I could tell them what to check, and just in case they wasn't. I have learned about sewing. I've watched cooking. Today, I found a new channel with a lady and her husband living in some part of Africa, and they're building their own homestead. Um, and some of the stuff I ain't gonna tell y'all what I looked up. I just looked it up to see if it was on there. Upcycling. There you go, Martin. Girl, you always be there for me. And you don't have to use just a job. There you go, man. Blueprint DIY. She is awesome. Mhm. Oh, I'm sure glad y'all didn't. Hi, Lisa. I used to own an apartment building, so I didn't even know about YouTube till 2019. Okay. So when I had my apartment building, I was just doing it off of what I learned in the military and contractors that I had hired, and I knew I could probably do better. And to save money, I mean, I sheetrock, put down carpet, pulled up carpet, put down tile, um, did some plumbing, didn't do any electrical, but you have to learn how to do stuff when it's yours. I'm a big proponent in buying property or land. Um, I own some land. I have a rental property. And y'all touch and agree with me tonight. Oh, where's my camera? Oh, I'm in the process of. I went and looked at another condo the other day. I really love it. It is on the water. Well, it's not a. It's like a man-made lake type thing, but I really like it. It's smaller. I need to move. I need to be out of here by January. I won't have as much space, but I don't need that much space anymore. It's just me and Parker, but it's really cute. I mean, it's big enough. So I'm hoping all this will work out, but we will see. We will see. Lamb egg rolls. Never had that. You know what I didn't know would taste good? I had some collard green egg rolls. Oh my goodness, they were so good. Yeah, yeah, Martina. If you buy any clothes from China, you got to be careful. Yeah, she had the nerve to tell me I was the janitor. I don't know what she was talking about. I wouldn't know. Now I did for a season before I got smart. I did help clean office buildings, but it was a very short season because I cleaned so good I would be finished with my section in like an hour and a half, and I still had to stay the whole 4 hours, and I got tired of that. And they weren't paying that much money. But when I was younger and I was a single parent, the wheels were turning about how I needed to bring more money into my home. At that time, I just didn't know how. I don't care nothing about her knowing I owned an apartment building. I have done a lot of things in my life. I mean, I have. I mean, what do you want me to say? I worked in fast food, went in the military, and even in the military, I would do stuff on the side. I always did a lot of volunteer stuff, like I worked on crisis hotlines. I babysit women's children in emergency, shelters and stuff, so they could go look for jobs. When I got out the military, I had a plethora of jobs. I was the pasta maker at Olive Garden because I didn't want a stressful job when I first got out the military. I had enough money to live on. That was just money to just bring in. Worked in a grocery store as a cashier. Worked at the post office. That was the worst job. Um, Worked a lot in corporate America. Worked for mortgage companies. I know how to do mortgages. But a bulk of my corporate time was working in health insurance. I had my license in selling um, regular insurance, for if you pass. Uh, I was a substitute teacher. Worked in the health room in the school district. What else did I do? Then I started my own business for 7 years. And then that's where I cooked, I cleaned, I catered, I was a tutor, business at one time too. At the same time that I had the other personal business and was working a regular job until I totally quit working the regular job and just ran my business. Then I decided I wanted to finish getting my degree. So I gave my business up, went back to corporate America so I could have more time to study. So I worked and went to school. When I finished getting my bachelor's and my master's, I decided to quit corporate America and go full-time counseling. Did that for a few years until after COVID, and people got just real crazy. So now I just do it. I have, people that I've had for some years that I still deal with, and I may pick somebody up here and there. I just do it. A lot of times I'm just doing it for free because I like doing it. Now that is my real passion. Um, yeah, and then all while I'm doing all this, I was in my church. I was the youth pastor. I mean, I put in a lot of time in my church. A lot of time. So I'm always busy. I'm always doing stuff, you know. And then all while I'm doing that, I bought an apartment building, bought a house, had to give both of it up. That was because of the marriage. Had to rebound. There was a season of loss there. And where I pretty much lost, I was worth almost $1 million. This is no lie. And because me and my ex could not get it together, I lost everything. And I mean everything. And then I had to, you know, let God show me how to build it back up. Now I'm on the opposite end. I'm building it up. I'm just doing it differently. You know, you don't want to, new apartments and construction cleanup. I will never, well, I'm not going to do cleaning no more because as my business grew, the houses got bigger. And I was getting older. The houses were getting bigger. I mean, the money was good, but I was just like, this is too much. Having a cleaning business is for a younger person. I do a little personal coaching, Neb, but I've always been like this. If I think about it and I want to try it, I just do it. I'm just one of those people. If I think about it, I want to see if I can be successful in it. Oh, and I forgot I sold jewelry, and that was a fluke. Um, my ex used to do some crazy stuff that would have me upset. And so I decided that instead of being a wife that sat around and cried, I was going to use my time in a more productive way. So because of the type of jobs I had, I was never really able to wear a lot of jewelry. I just got used to just wearing like earrings. I never really wore necklaces or rings and stuff other than my wedding rings. And one day I was flipping through the channels and I ran across a channel called the Liquidation Channel. It's totally changed now. But back then, it was really inexpensive. You could get real gemstones. I knew nothing about gemstones. I mean, other than the basics, like diamonds, maybe rubies. So I love sapphires, but I didn't really know about all the other ones. There's so many of them out there. I should have been a gemologist, but I didn't know anything about that. And I got into it and I started learning about stones and stuff. And so I started buying myself the jewelry, and they used to have auctions, and I could get, tanzanite for like $3 if I was up in the middle of the night doing the auction. So I started wearing the jewelry to church, and the women in the church noticed it, and they were like, "Where are you getting your jewelry from?" And so I told them, and they were like, "Well, why don't you sell it? We'll buy from you." So I started a company called Frost Yourself, launched it out, had all the women in the church buying from me. And then I said, well, you know what? I should do a little bit more with this. So my market was to older women, and I started getting contracts at managed care facilities. Those women loved me. None of my and this is where people were saying, well, you should have sold for more. None of my stuff cost more than $20, and it was all real gemstone. A lot of it was silver, some gold, but I was just making ridiculous money because it wasn't over $20. So when people start spending $5 here, $10 there, they're buying more. And so I would go to a managed care home every weekend. It was, matter of fact, I said I'm going to start giving some away because I got literally containers full of jewelry back there that I don't even wear, that I don't even know what's in there. Do I do executive coaching? I believe that I can coach to anybody, whether you're an executive or you're not. It depends on what they're looking for. Are they looking for wanting to learn how to be a better manager with their people? Are they wanting to know about what type of managerial skills that they have, such as what type of manager are you? What type of boss are you? How can I get my team? How can I get my people to be a more cohesive team? It just depends on what it is. Yeah, now, yeah, you can. I'm telling you, gems, diamonds, all this stuff. Like, I did not. I thought diamonds were the top tier. Like tanzanite, I have so much tanzanite now because what I started doing was, in the beginning, I was just buying stuff that I thought was cute and the regular gemstones. But when I started learning, like tanzanite is like 20 times more rare than a diamond, and they don't even source it anymore because they don't have any more mines. It was being sourced originally in Tanzania. So now you can't even go really to a regular jewelry store and get tanzanite. I mean, I could give a whole lecture on gemstones. Oh, Sandy, if he decides to go into that, there's such a small percentage of people that go into it because most people don't think about it. But if that's something he's interested in, he could make a lot of money. He really could. Well, Sandy, we should talk outside of the chat. Yeah, but see, that's where you got to know your gemstones, because there's a lot of gemstones that they are, lab created, and they're the same. The thing is, a lab created gemstone is the same as a natural one, but the natural one is always going to be more expensive and retain more value because it was naturally made, but it has the same properties. A lab created one has the same properties as a natural one. It's just that for some of them, they can't produce them. It's naturally made, so you can't get as much. You can't produce them as much. So yeah. Okay. Like these are buffalo horn earrings. Like I said, I was going to pull some of it out tonight, see if I could do a giveaway. They don't reproduce diamonds, but they have what's the people in Switzerland? Y'all know, Martin, help me out. What's the people in Switzerland that have, it's a cut, but it's brighter than a diamond because they cut it so much. And a lot of times people buy it when they can't afford a diamond. There you go. That's about the closest you're gonna get. And they be tripping on their prices. They have gone up over the years. I like Moissanite. There's certain stones, like there's a lot of black stones that I like. Like now, this is how crazy I was when I was married. When I started getting into gemstones, and my ex would mess up, I would have him buy me a whole new set of wedding bands, and I would get them in different types of stones. All right, Janelle, have a good night. And you know what? If you would throw in the chat tomorrow what your pastor preached on. I'm always curious. Oh, have you, Sandy? I've never gone. I bet that was nice. I bet it's beautiful there. I always like the glittery, blingy. I'm a blingy person. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Um, I started buying just pieces like of amethyst. If you just get the raw piece, it is just beautiful. Um, Different quartz. What is my favorite? I lean towards the black stones. I'm trying to think of one that I really like rubies because I like the color red. Um, I like amethyst. If you get a good amethyst out of Africa, it's such a beautiful deep purple. Um, I do have some citrine, um, but I like the more pastel. You can get it in a dark golden yellow, and then you can get it in a lighter. Um, Trying to think, what is the? Hold on. Hmm. If you live in Texas, they have a big gemstone gathering every year. I always said I wanted to go. I forget what it's called. Uh, Turquoise, but there's a turquoise that has copper vein running through it. But they have one that, oh, what's the name of it? It's a baby blue turquoise. You can't really find it. You know, they don't really produce it anymore, but it's a baby blue. It is so pretty. I like lapis. How you know why I like howlite? Because they can dye it and it make it look just like turquoise. You if you didn't know, you would think it was turquoise. They can use howlite and make it into all these different colors. I have a lot of howlite. It's not onyx. It's another one. Aquamarine is kind of expensive. I'm trying to think. Do I even have a piece of that? Mm, I don't know if I have it. I might have one ring. Hi, one man's wish. My day was pretty good. How was yours? Thank you for dropping in. Hi, Regina. You want a Howlite bench top? Well, I'm sure you could get one made. It's not Dry Creek. It is another name. Let me see. Mm, And depending on where you get the stone from, they change the names. Sleeping Beauty, that's what it's called. Sleeping Beauty. I do like obsidian. I got some of that obsidian. I actually have the black pearl. What's it called? Because I bought my mom a whole set for her birthday and stuff. The ring, the earrings, and the necklace. I can't remember the names of these things now because I don't talk about it like I used to. My sisters used to say I was obsessed with talking about it. I probably was. When I start liking something, I will talk about it a lot. Oh, you know what? Sorry for those who are not into stone. Sorry, we just gotten off on a whole tangent, huh? Sorry about that. Chrome diopside. Now that is out of Russia. I love that green stone, and I'm not a big green stone person, but I like that. I do have a lot of my birthstone. Not that it's the pretty stone. I wish I was that crafty, Willow, that I could make, you know, and I mean where you take it and you use like silver and you know you can fire it up and make it into a whole nice ring and stuff. I mean, I can make beaded jewelry, but people who really make real jewelry. Russian diopside. Beautiful, beautiful. That's the kind of hit and miss of being able to find that. Actually, a ruby and a ruby and an emerald is pretty much the same stone because there is one stone that you can get that is half red and half green. I forget the name of it, but because they're the same stone, one is just red and one is just green. You know what? That's what made me like it so much was the fact that I had no idea that those stones were out in nature. People don't talk about it. I mean, when I was raised up, you thought you were bougie if you had a gold chain, you know? They didn't talk about all the other stones, and that was why I started the business and I did it, so inexpensively because I wanted people to learn about all the different stones in nature that God created that most people don't know about. Oh, I have two of those. It's two different stones that do that. I'm gonna pull some stuff out and show y'all. Um, Maybe sometime this week because I have a lot. It'll be a lot to go through, but I'm gonna pull some out. Good night, Lisa. I told you I'm a bling bling person. I love a shiny object. When I used to go to work, they used to be like, "You sure are bright this morning," and but yeah. So yes, I've done a lot of things in my life, and that's simply because I look at it like this. I don't know. None of us know how long we're going to be here. So my thing is that's why I always encourage you guys. If there's something that you want to do, or something that you want to learn, or something that you want to try, do it now. That's why we're doing Reset September. Do it now. Don't put it off, because tomorrow's not promised to us. So why not? I looked at it like this. I didn't want to be older sitting in my rocking chair on the porch saying, I wish I coulda, shoulda. I want to sit on my rocking porch, in my rocking chair on my porch and be like, yep, I'm sure glad I did that. I'm sure glad I tried that. Is Arabs in here? I didn't see. Oh, hey, try it because you never know. It could be your calling. And if you hate your job, find out what it is you do love and make a career out of it. If you're doing something you love, even on the crappy days, it's still tolerable. Why am I just so shiny tonight? Like counseling. Counseling can be a trip, but because I love it so much, it don't matter. Even on the worst days, the worst clients, the most confused or most messed up, I still love it. I was just determined that I hated working for other people and them not paying me my worth, doing jobs that I didn't like so I could just help take care of my family. Yeah, I mean, look, search. You know what I did? I thought about, I remember I met this guy. I went to a conference. It was a church conference, and I'm always the late person. But I messed up the time, and I got there an hour early. So there was nobody there but me and the keyboard player. And we were just talking. And so, I started, asking him questions. And I was like, what made you get into music? And he said he sat down and he was at a space where he was unhappy. And he said he thought about what was it that I enjoyed so much when I was a child? And it was music. So he said he went back to his first love. And it made me start thinking, what is it that I loved to do as a kid? And you know what mine was? Being a teacher. I was the oldest. So I would make my siblings sit down to be my students. And I would have my chalkboard. And I used to always like being able to write my name in cursive and all this stuff. And so that's when I decided to become a substitute teacher because I wanted to see if I missed my calling as being a teacher. I don't think I would do it now, but yeah. Which one of y'all got the record deal, Sandy or Chris? Chris? And you know what? How many of us have messed up things when we were younger because we thought something else was more important? I mean, oh my gosh, the opportunities that I overlooked or messed up because I was like Chris, I was a partier. Yeah. Like my son is turning 31, and I'm always encouraging him to do what it is that he enjoys. Like he's like me. He doesn't work well working for somebody else. And he's actually in the daycare business, which is different in itself because you don't find a lot of males that go in there. And I told him the other day, I was like, you need to open up your own daycare. You need to be the director of your own daycare versus being assistant director of somebody else's. Then you can run it the way you want to run it, you know, put your own ideals into, taking care of your parents and your kids and stuff. I think he'll really be good at it. But, it's just the fact of jumping out there doing it. Do it scared. Even if you're scared to do it scared. Oh, I love sunflowers. They have a place here in, well, not here, York, South Carolina, where they have like fields of sunflowers. That was awesome, Martina. But you know what? It's crazy, but I think it's great for artists. They don't have to go through all that bull crap going through the record companies, stealing their ideas and not paying them and all that. You got people who are using their gifts and talents on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and they're making their money and they're getting to decide what type of artist they want to be and not dependent upon what, the big mongrel um, record companies are saying. And then they so crooked and so, I mean, look at the stuff with Sean Diddy Combs. Mm. Well, music now is different. Lovecraft, I'll look up some and I'll put it on the community wall. Yeah, I mean, you can Google it. I mean, I would not, and my son is an awesome singer. I didn't get it, but him and my sister, because my sister was in the music business for a while, and I used to go with her to places because I just didn't want her to go by herself because these people were, crazy. But like the stuff like Usher mother letting her son just go to New York by himself at 12, success is not that important to me. I would never would have left my 12-year-old son go stay up there. Like I never would have let my child spend the night with Michael Jackson either. So, but when people see the green, the money, the stardom, the fame, and then look how many people these people have hurt over the years. I mean, I don't even understand that whole thing. You got a 12-year-old child, and you're gonna trust a stranger to really take care of your child the way you would, but you know, parenting is different for some people. Shoot, as a grown woman, I ain't to go to P. Diddy house by myself at all. You've always wanted to be well off financially, but never wanted to be famous. Well, a lot of you guys are still very young. Your finances and wealthy, you know. It's just in how you want to do it. Like, I'm dabbling in stock, but since I don't really know a whole lot about stock, I actually bought me some stock off of Cash App because I can manage it. I can see what it's doing. So, I do a little of that on the side. I mean, I'm just always, like I say, I'm always thinking of ways how I can bring more money into my home. And now it's not so much for me, I'm leaving a legacy. Like, the more properties I buy, I leave that for my son and my grandchildren. You know, like I was telling my son, the properties that I buy will make you be able to have a life where you don't have to necessarily depend on other people. If you work it the way I'm leaving it to you, you can rent out the properties and they will pay for what you want. When I had my apartment building, it paid my mortgage, you know? Because my family, my dad would probably leave us some money, but for as much money as him and my stepmother having in their home each month, I mean, literally, they're bringing in thousands of dollars. And when I say thousands, it's over 10. But they don't manage it well, so their money could be growing a lot more than it is. And they'll leave us some money. But I was thinking if they had invested and really grew, how much more could they have left? Where they're just not leaving it to their children, they could have left some to their grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? We just never had a family that really left us anything. Because, like, even with my grandfather, he owned land, but it was heirs property. And because none of my mom and her sisters and brothers lived in Georgia, his sister kids and her took over all the property. It's just with families. Well, I have done birth. I have done both. I have worked hard. Now I'm working smart, and I try to pass it on to my son. Like right now, he's living in one of the rental properties, but I put him in there for a purpose. I want him to see all the things that you have to do to keep a property up. I want him to see how you can make money off this property, but you have to be bought into wanting to keep your property up. Don't be a slumlord. Don't have people stay in some place you wouldn't stay yourself. You know, I just hope, and I'm leaving him a book before I leave here of showing him how I did stuff, why I did stuff, just different things I thought about at different stages of him being young, growing up, how I felt, just stuff like that for him to understand that if I'm not here, I left you something as a blueprint for you to be able to piggyback off of and do more. And property is something that you'd be surprised how you can find inexpensive little pieces of property and you build it up. Like, I had no idea that when I bought my acreage down here, that the city was going to grow out. And every month I have somebody trying to buy it. And I'm just like, if you want it, then you know something more than I know about the city growing out here. And I'm not going to sell it to you. I'm going to hold on to it. If I don't put nothing on it, I'm going to be able to sell it at whatever price I want. But I don't plan on doing that because as long as you got land, that's money in the, that's money in the pot. Tonight I was gonna try to do it. I tried to do StreamYard last weekend, but I didn't. It didn't look like it connected to YouTube, or either I didn't stay on there long enough to see if people were going to come in. So I said tomorrow I was going to practice with it because I would like it where you guys could come up. That would be much more fun. You know what I found, Sandy? If I had thought about it years ago, I would have bought me a laundromat. Yeah, money make. I mean, it's just making money for you. A lot of people don't have washers and dryers, or where they live, they don't have hookups. Constantly making money for you, and you ain't got to be there. A lot of them now have people that work in there that will wash and dry your clothes for you. You just drop it off, and they'll do it for you. But at the most, you got two other employees, maybe a third as an alternate, but constantly making money. Thank you. I mean, if you really think about it, there's a lot of different ways that you can make money. And if you have your stuff together, and you don't have to have the best credit score, you can get what you want if you're creative. You can get the money to buy what it is that you want. Another way, I met a guy who made so much money off of bubblegum machines. If you get a, just think, when you work someplace, like who was in here that's the nurse? How many times do you buy a soda out of a machine or a candy bar or some chips because you don't have time to leave where you work at or you just want a snack? Do you see how much they cost now? If you have a Sam's card, you can go to Sam's or Costco and buy you a vending machine and put it in a place where it's going to make money. And a lot of times, offices and places will let you put it in there, give them a cut. And you're the one filling it up and putting the prices on there. I mean, you can put a vending machine anywhere. You can put it in a church. You can put it in a beauty shop. You can put it in an office, a small business that don't have them. People will go and buy snacks out of a vending machine. I hope tonight I'm encouraging you to start thinking outside the box about being able to bring in more money into your home. And you don't have to be, when I say I would have did it when I was younger, I'm now getting to the point where I want to live more, make more memories than run a business. So that's why I say that. I mean, I had ideas that I didn't follow through with. 30 years ago, say 28 years ago, I thought of the idea. You know how now you can buy the meals, they ship the meals to your home and you don't have to cook? I thought of that, except for the fact that I was packaging up the meals and I was taking it to the people. And what made me think of that, I lived in my apartment building and there were a couple of older people that lived there. And I knew that they didn't cook anymore and they didn't have family that came over. And I was thinking about a way that they could get nutritional meals if nobody came to see them. So I would prepare the meals and take it to them and they just paid me. So I started that. It didn't fly real good here in South Carolina because I did a test study with a family of four. It was four, was it five? I think it was four of them then. And I made the meals and I took it to them. I did it for a young man who was a diabetic, so I made his food, to help him be able to eat healthier. I thought of children taxi back before they were doing it, and now they have children taxis. I mean, there were ideals that God gave me, but I was not in a space or a place where I could really jumpstart it because South Carolina is so slow and so behind. I had thought of a way for you to be able to track your child so you would know just in case something happened to them, like putting a little sensor sewn inside their clothes so that if somebody took them or they got lost or something, sort of like how they can track your animal, your pet. I had thought of that back when my son was like 18 months old. I just didn't know. I didn't know what I know now. I didn't know how to take those ideals and bring them to fruition. I wish I had had somebody who could have shown me the way. I just didn't know. Thank you, Regina. Yeah. I even thought of, and I think they have it out now, how, and it's in your car, but before they have where they could tell you that you need an air in your tire, I had thought of a way that if you put a sensor inside the tire would let you know when the tire needed air. Um, you know, I wish I just had been in a realm of people who could think outside the box and think about stuff like that. I didn't know people like that. Yeah, so now I try to encourage people that if you have an idea and you don't know, let's work together so we can find somebody that can help you bring that idea up. The guy that made the magnetic strip that's on the back of our credit cards, he thought of that one day when he was flying on a plane. But he knew enough people. He had enough, I guess, resources with people who knew people that he was able to be able to get that up and market it. And you know what, Sandy, you should look into. I even had looked into inventions. And the thing is, you can get a patent for something if you can just write it out, even if you don't have it created yet. You can get a patent for an idea, and I mean, you can even take somebody else's idea and make it better. Yeah, that's why I try to encourage people. Don't be like me. Don't let these opportunities pass you by because you don't have the resources or you don't know the right people. Now it's so much easier. You can Google, people that will help you with your inventions. You can go ahead and put your own patent in. I just didn't know how to do this stuff. I just really didn't know back then. Yeah. Well, I'm 62 and I have other income that comes in plus I work. I can't even count YouTube because the money I get from YouTube I spend on groceries, and that's just one trip to the grocery store. um, but with the properties that brings me a fourth way of money coming in. So, and then I'll always do stuff on the side like the counseling thing. As long as I can hear and still talk, I can counsel. So I just encourage you guys. I hope tonight will get those juices flowing, make you start thinking. Write it down. If you think of something, no matter how crazy it is, Buy you one of those dollar memo, those marble, the black and white ones that the kids always got to have for school. Go to the dollar store, get you a couple. And I used to put one next to my bed. So if I woke up in the middle of the night and thought of something, just write it down. It may be something that you can walk out. Just write the ideas down, no matter how crazy they sound. It can be fun. It can be very frustrating. It can be very stressful. There you go, Martin, the composition books. See, you're like me. My mind is always thinking, always processing. Sometimes I'm like, I wish you would just shut up so I could get a break. Just have a time that I'm not thinking about something. But I'm like you. I'm afraid of being idle. That's why I've done so much. I'm always thinking of something else to do. I think that is my biggest fear is not getting older. It's just not being able to carry out all the other things that I want to do because I still have a laundry list of things that I want to do. And I pray God will leave me here long enough to fulfill them. There you go. Well, good people, it's 11 o'clock and I stayed with y'all late last night. So, Erbs, I don't know if you're going live. Why don't you go live after me so I can catch your live? You be going live when I'm asleep. I will stay up an hour or so and watch your live. I love the conversation tonight. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I will figure out StreamYard. My nephew, he gotta help me anyway. Maybe tomorrow me and him can get together so I can put my intro and all that anyway. And he can show me how to do it. And we can have panels where people can come on and you can share all that you know. Everybody knows something. Everybody's good at something. So, let's brainstorm together. You might be good at something that somebody else is thinking about doing. And we can help boost and encourage each other to be able to do more and become wealthy in whatever area you want. It may not be money for you. It may be in relationships. It may be in your health. It may be in your emotional health. Whatever the case may be. I think the Bible say iron sharpens iron. And everybody in here are smart people and you all have gifts and talents. You just maybe have not brought them out or you've been afraid to bring them out. You're now with a group of people who are like-minded. Let's encourage each other. All right, guys. Thank you. You guys are wonderful. I love you. I thoroughly enjoy these conversations. As y'all can see, I love to talk. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful night and a great Sunday. And I will talk to you the next time I decide to go live. And members, I owe you a live or a video. Maybe we can continue this in the members. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Okay. Where is mine?